morning. Glad to have you this morning, even if it's just for a few nanoseconds. Thank you for those hearts. I appreciate them. I don't know why. I'm freezing up. I'm not freezing up. I'm freezing up on my iPad. I don't know why I'm freezing up in real life though. Let's see. I'm gonna send these to just a few people. Just a few of my folks. How you doing, Miss Lydia? How's it going? How are things going for you? Good morning, Charlene. How y'all doing this morning? Good morning, my Facebook and YouTube folks. How are y'all this morning? Let me wrap set up over here, and then we're gonna get started with this walk. If you're walking with me, welcome, welcome. It's summertime, so I know I'm gonna have some of my regulars are not gonna be here, and that's okay, because I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going, even if I got one person, two people, no people. I'm just gonna keep going and keep talking through what it is I need to talk through. Just need to finish. Okay. Share it to my group. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Good morning, Tips Ticky. Good morning to you. Oh goodness, Nikki, that's a lot. I mean, oh goodness, Lydia, that is a lot. You know, if you're a person of faith, I'm gonna be keeping you in my thoughts. That is a lot. Hopefully, in those seasons when it feels like there's more memorials than not, I'm hoping that in those kinds of seasons, um, that we just remember how precious life is. I don't think we always fully appreciate how precious life is. As human beings, we don't always appreciate how precious life is. And so in these times, especially when you've got a lot of folks who are um, you know, moving on, and hopefully you're right, Lydia, hopefully in that better place. Um, we can only hope that those of us that remain, good morning, Aisha Moore, those of us that remain, that we just are constantly reminded just how precious life is. Got a few relationships in my life. Good morning, Ladybug. That I don't always think that they fully actualize like how important it is, how important hellos and goodbyes are. They don't value the people that are in their lives. They value being angry. They value um, whatever their emotional throws are, and so they navigate their life that way, and it's really sad. So, in seasons like the one you're in, good morning, Miss Samela. I think it's super important just to constantly be reminded of just how precious, how short, and how the people that we get to have in our lives, we really should appreciate it. So I'm hoping you had some time to reflect on all of the folks that can be quite overwhelming to have so many memorials in such a short period of time. But you're right. They're in a better place, and we can hope nothing but peace and freedom for them. Good morning, Mr. Miller. Are you walking outside today? Are you walking inside? Let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna have a slight change in schedule next week. This summer is gonna be wild and crazy, just because. Good morning, environment set. It's gonna be a little wild and crazy because my kids are actually out of school, and so because they are out of school, I'm going to be bringing them to their day camps and that kind of thing. And so I will actually be starting this call probably earlier. I know I am next week. And then finishing a little bit earlier too. But it's, you know, I do this call for a lot of reasons. And the primary reason is my health. This is the most consistent I've been at walking and exercise in many, many years. And so I really need to keep going. But we're living a human experience, so I'm going to constantly adjust the schedule. So no matter how you're coming in, if you're coming in from your bedside, if you're coming in walking with me, all levels of movement are accepted. I just want to encourage you to live your best life now. Now, all this month, we've been going through the Kaizen principles. All right. We've talked about not making excuses. We've talked about being a bit more prepared, right? So we've been going through all of these different principles. Good morning. Glad to have you this morning. Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy. Companies like Toyota use these principles in their organization. And I just think it's a good opportunity for us to do the same. Today, we're going to talk about seeking out problems, which I think is kind of ironic. And whether it be in business or in life, good morning, Steve. Whether it be in business or in life, we definitely not trying to seek out problems. Like, that's not cute. Good morning, Monica. Good morning. Good morning, Michelle. Glad to have you this morning. Thanks for checking in. Good morning. Good morning. Monica, true story. I've been terrible about my water. Good morning, Laura. Glad to have you this morning. It's been terrible, but I will get better. I will get better. I keep working on it. All right, so we've been talking about all of these different principles these last 2 weeks, these ways we can help improve our lives, being more proactive, stop making excuses. And today I want to talk about seeking out problems, which I think is quite ironic because we do not seek out problems. Generally, as human beings, we are always trying to avoid problems. All right, here's what we do. Put a one in the chat if you generally avoid problems as much as you can. You try to avoid problems. You ignore them. You wait for them to blow up. And if you're the more proactive person, think about the people in your life who try to avoid problems. They try to avoid conflict. Many of us are raised that way to avoid problems, to avoid conflict, to pretend like it isn't happening. I know, Lydia. I know. I'm a drink. Good morning, Kiki Shop. We have a really bad habit of avoiding our problems. A lot of people do. And in our business, I would say because problems can cost you, right? And a lot of us, especially if we're just starting in our business under 5 years, it can be quite scary to seek out problems. But this principle, I think, is interesting and can definitely have a lot of positive implications to our work. Let's talk about it for a little bit. All right. So essentially, the way this principle works is it says, look for what's not working early. All right. Good morning. Glad to have you this morning. This is Morning Motivations. The Kaizen principle says we're going to flip this. Okay. So we're going to flip this attitude, this mindset, and we're going to say, look for problems early. All right. Now, what I think is ironic about this is that when it comes to relationships, especially those that are single, those that are dating, a lot of people, if they've been burned enough, good morning, Kelly. If they've been burned enough, they're looking for the red flags early. So in dating lives, most people are looking for red flags. Most people are looking for their non-negotiables, right? They be looking for it. Be getting rid of the young fellow or young lady so fast because they look for what's not working. A lot of us do that well in seeking out our partners. Some, not everybody, but a lot of us do. Or like I said, they've been burned enough times. They've been burned enough times. But they're like, I'm done. I'm done. But imagine if in your business we applied some of the same steadfastness at trying to have the best relationship possible with our clients, with our customers, with the overall health of our business. Okay? So as business owners, we really should be the kind of people who investigate and not react. All right? Investigate and not react. Typically in business, as long as things are going good, we don't ask no questions. We bringing in money, making some sales, we don't ask questions. Right? But this principle says no. Start looking for potential issues or problems early on. Assess early. Look for the red flags early. Okay? So those of you who do a great job of that in your personal lives, wonderful. Apply it to your business. Apply it to your business. We have to quit running our businesses on thin ice, essentially. I've been doing a lot of listening to business leaders, and one of the biggest takeaways, especially for these small businesses, so small business takeaway, you should be trying to, this is one of the big takeaways. If you want your business to sustain you, you should have multiple ways that money comes in so that you're no longer chasing the sale. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Eventually, you want so many different areas to bring in regular income that you can feel some security around your business. Okay? That should be the long range goal. If you spend year after year chasing one sale after one sale after one sale after another sale, then essentially you've been ignoring the red flags. You've been ignoring what's not working with your business. And because you're ignoring those red flags, you will never reach a place where the business is the way that you earn income to do one thing, to survive or to build a legacy. It'll never happen. All right. And one of the reasons why it won't happen is because oftentimes you're not seeking out problems. You're not looking for the red flags early in your business, early in your projects, early in your launches. And that hurts you in the long run. All right. So here's the reality. The reality is you can't fix what you're unwilling to face. That's just the reality. Good morning, Panda. Good morning. You can't fix what you're unwilling to face. Okay? Why does a 10th grader whose behavior is horrible and they're failing other classes in the 10th grade? Because someone has spent year after year after year not facing the problems that's happening with that child. All right, we see it in so many areas of life. Why are you unhappy with the relationship? Because you've been ignoring the red flags since the very beginning. You didn't want to face them. Okay? Good morning, Victor. Take this speed up a little bit more because this is going to be a short one today. So I got to make sure I make it count. All right? So I really want you to take some time to think about the moments where you have not been addressing the problems in your business the way you should. Okay? Some of the problems that you're having are mindset. Sometimes they're confidence. For some folks, it's the tariffs. The tariffs is the problem. The tariffs are the thing. Good morning, Sage. The tariffs is the thing. Good morning, Angie. Really take some time and think about what are the potential problems in your business. Okay? Now, I think this is a quite personal question, so I'm not going to ask you to put it in the chat, but I want you to think about it. What's one problem that you've been avoiding that if you went ahead and faced it, it could be your next opportunity? Just if you faced it head on. This could be in your personal life. This could be in your business. Okay? Sage says, I'm in the doggone thing. Well, be in the thing, girl. Be in the thing. All right? Be in the thing. I want you to take some time. I'm going to say that question again because it's important. Okay? What's something in your business that you've been avoiding that if you really went ahead and faced it head on, it might be the next opportunity that you've been waiting for? It might be the key that essentially unlocks the door to where you're trying to go in your business. So it's time to face it. It's time to have a no excuse attitude. Good morning, Myrna. Good morning, Jeffrey. It's time to be more proactive. Y'all see how these principles layer in? All right. It's time. The red flags are eating you up in your business. Sage, you say you need help. What does help look like to you, Sage? I'm right here, girl. All right. I thought this was a very interesting topic because I do think when people are in not just dating relationships, work relationships too. That's another good area. We work enough jobs. We can see the red flags left and right with different colleagues. We will shut these coworkers off like this. Red flag, red flag, red flag. We're very good at it in the areas we want to be good at. But when it comes to our business, sometimes we're not doing enough to make sure that we are addressing the problems in our business. Sage says her problem is structure. She says she needs help. I'm not sure about that. But schedule a coaching one-on-one session with me, Sage, and we can unpack it. Because often, Sage, you with me? It's just uncomfortable to face what's at the core of why we're getting in our own way. It's very uncomfortable to face that truth. I know it's uncomfortable for me. But I'm working on it. I've been telling y'all I've been having some more transparent conversations. I've got one more. It's the one I'm most afraid of. It's the one that I don't want to address because I don't like what the potential outcome could be. But I got to accept it. Okay? I do. And you do too. All right? If I do, you do too. I've got to accept that I've got to do this in order to get the outcome that I need so that I can move on. And you're going to have to do the same thing. Okay? You're going to have to do the same thing. So as you go through this week, I want you to think about what are some problems that might be happening in your business. And let's start addressing them head on. I want you to look at maybe some problems, some challenges, some conflicts, some potential red flags in your personal life. Let's see if we can go ahead and address those head on as well. All right. And y'all know it's the last week of May. We got 4 days left. I got questions for y'all. What y'all selling in June? I know what I'm selling. What are y'all selling in June? Put it in the chat. I want to know. What are your plans for June? What messages are you going to be sharing? Okay. I want to know. Put it in the chat. What y'all selling next month? What y'all doing in June? Let me know in the chat. Let's talk about it. Good morning, Jen. Glad to have you. Oh, Monica, thanks for sharing. Monica said her problem is planning, but it's something that she's working on. She said she's getting her planning together. I love it. What are y'all working on for June? If you are ready to share, you know everybody's not always ready to share. What are you working on for the month of June? T-shirt design. Oh, Sage, I'm glad you said spotlight. Spotlight. She says that her problems are success. Spotlight. Extra. What's next? She says she's the one getting in her own way. Good morning, Bree. Well, if you know you're the one that's getting in your own way, what steps can you take to get you out of your own way? That's the question. Good morning, Bree. Bree, we're just taking some time to share what we're working on for June. Please feel free to put it in the chat. Thanks for the rose. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got to start moving faster sooner in these walks. I'm moving too slow for too long when I get started. I can tell. Now, Sage, I'm going to put your business out here. I think I sent you an email about being on Sundays with TRM. I think you need to check your inbox. And if you don't see anything, it's coming. So go on and get you out of your own way, okay? But I'm pretty sure I did. Check your inbox. Bree, you got any special plans for the month of June? Father's Day is coming up. It's time to get your Father's Day listings up. If you're going to do a Father's Day or Juneteenth related sale, go ahead and start that sale the first day of the month, and then carry it out. Adjust your prices for this week. Okay, so Bree's working on mini courses. I love it. Lydia is leveling up her designs. Love it. Monica's working on her t-shirt designs, and she's mapped out her June plans. I love it. And Monica, if I remember correctly, you've been in a bit of a pruning season. You've been letting some partnerships go so you can really focus. Myrna says she's also getting in her own way, and that her challenge is like lack of motivation. Yeah, I love that. I don't know much about gardening, but I do know when you take the time to prune, you grow longer in the long run. Yeah, Sage, I think I sent you an email. I think I need to check on that. Myrna, why aren't you motivated? What's keeping you from being as motivated as you are? I know, Myrna, you talked about you've got like a church event, like a market day in a couple weeks. My memory's right. Are you nervous about it? I know when I have things coming up,
I actually get very anxious because I demand a certain level of quality for myself, and I fight with myself about, like, is it good enough? So sometimes that can affect my own motivation. But you did say that you're going to post your Juneteenth shirts and tumblers, which is good. And you have that event coming up. Good morning, Infinite Rocket Power. How are you? What are you working on for the month of June? You know, it's the last week of the month. Last week of every month. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing to prepare for the next month, what our focuses are. Have you sat down and planned? Monica's done some planning. Bree's working on some mini courses. And she said she's trying to stay out of rabbit holes. I'm going to take a moment of silence for rabbit holes. All right? One of the things that keep people from moving forward in their business is chasing all of the shiny objects. Man, I want to learn Suno. I'm not going to do shiny object. Y'all go to Dean. Y'all go to Kelly and Dean's class. Learn it over there. All right? I want to go knee deep in the Campbell Code. Not going to do it. It's not aligned to what I should be focused on. And since I work full-time, I teach part-time, I go live a couple times a week. I also have a part-time contract. Kids, house, et cetera, et cetera. I'm about to start my summer program. I can't. I have no business. I just have no business doing it. I have no business going down rabbit roads. And that's kind of how I'm going into the next, that's how I've been wrapping up the month of May and how I'm going into the month of June. I got plenty to do with the resources and tools that I've already, yes, TRM, yep. And then the things I do to support DCT, I gotta stop. And so, things that don't serve the primary goals right now don't make it on the list. And I really have to do some behavioral correction when I find myself leaning into those things. And I recommend you do the same. Because them rabbit holes, those rabbit holes affect your overall attitude and mindset around your business, and they actually become roadblocks. Yeah, Sage, you got to have discipline. Much of your business is going to be about discipline. I like to look at it as I like to look at discipline as especially when we talk about business. I've had to really take a look at what is bringing in money now. That's how I look at discipline. What brings in physical income for me right now? My day job, my contract job, the Patreon, the classes I teach, and any other programming that will convert into real dollars that I can use to support my family. Those are my focuses. Those are my focuses. All right. So if prompting art doesn't connect to those focuses, I'm doing the wrong work. And that's where you got to learn to be careful. You got to be careful. Okay. Bree, shoot me a message. Okay, you'd like to chat with us about TRM? Are you on Facebook? So usually if people have questions for me and they don't necessarily want to do like a one-on-one coaching, what I ask you to do is go to my Facebook and leave me a message, and I'll go back and forth with you on voice message a couple times. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Deanie Dean. Good morning, One Mind, Body, and Soul. Good morning to you both. What are your plans for June? It's the last week of the month, so you know I'm always going to talk June goals. June plans. Father's Day is coming up. Juneteenth, Independence Day, back to school, homecoming. And I know y'all gonna think, I'm crazy for saying this, but it's about time to start preparing for Christmas. I've been thinking about it. If you get your things in the shop and they're SEO keyword ready, meaning they are a great fit for Christmas, you'll make sales if you're marketing in the fourth quarter. All right, so Brianna, if you've got questions for me about TRM, reach out to me on Facebook. Send me a DM, and we can talk. Dean said, not crazy talk. A lot of people think it's too early, but this is actually the perfect time. Also, Halloween. If those of you that have Halloween as part of your brand, part of your that you service, right now is actually a great time to start making products. And I'm gonna give y'all some free tea. On YouTube, search Christmas trends 2024, Halloween trends 2024, back to school trends 2024. Why am I saying 2024? As human beings, we don't change that much. And I'm finding that when I do trend research, by the time the 2025 information comes out, it's a little too late. So my method is last anywhere from 3 to 5 years, if not longer. They also resurface. All right. So if you look at last year's trends, you'll probably get some ideas to help you prepare for this year. All right. Bree said she sold a Halloween t-shirt, sweatshirt yesterday. Y'all see what I mean? There's a whole niche. Good morning, Miss Patricia. There's a whole niche of people who celebrate Halloween all year long. The series Wednesday Addams has been surfacing on my feeds. Stranger Things has been surfacing on my, and I'm not saying copy these people. Let me be clear. You can get your stuff snatched if you want to, but what I'm telling you is, if you want to follow the cultural trends around these niches, pay attention. Okay? Fall is here. And I'll just keep it real. There's been a lot of layoffs. People are starting to feel the tightness. People are already starting to work out in their mind what buying is going to look like in third and fourth quarter. So I'm going to tell you straight up. Okay? If you can effectively market low-cost items, if you can put a spin on lower ticket items, you're going to set yourself up for success. If you decide to focus on volume, so number of people that purchase, instead of doing higher ticket, you're going to set yourself up for success. Okay? Oh, okay. Dean says Canada has different dates. All right, so now put that in your pocket. What them people like? What, the pumpkin spice? Your pumpkin spice products you should be putting in your shops right now. All right? Pumpkin spice stuff, put in the shops right now. Homecoming stuff, put in the shops right now. Back to school stuff, put in the shops right now. Put the Christmas stuff in the shop right now. Okay? All right, Miss Patricia. Oh, Bree must be in Canada. Ah. All right, so y'all, we got work to do. It's the end of June. It's not too late to leverage some opportunities with Juneteenth and Father's Day. It's never too late. Yes, Dean said Highland cows for all seasons, dragons for all seasons, mushrooms for all seasons, gnomes for all seasons. All right. So let's do some market research. Now, this Saturday, I'm going to be teaching about market research. I'm going to give you tools, some that won't cost you anything, some that will. But I'm not asking you to come in and buy. I'm asking you to come in and learn. I made the investment, and I've started to figure out these tools, so you don't have to pay. You can come to my class and decide, is that for me? All right. We're going to take a popular trend, and I'm going to walk you through the journey of market research. Okay. Yes. Coquette bows, year-round trend, attach it to any holiday. Socks are a year-round trend, attach it to any holiday. Camel frames, year-round trend. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing Saturday. It's going to be about an hour and 15, maybe 20-minute class. And we are going to unpack how to do trend research, where to go, what you should be doing, what you should be looking at. Because if you're just kind of haphazardly following what people say in a couple of groups and a couple of chats, then you're not going to be very successful in the long run. All right. Good morning, Deborah. So that's Saturday. July, I'm going to add the next part of the series. We're going to focus on keywords, what they are, where to put them, how to put them, how to find them, how to leverage them. All right. Then in August, we're going to wrap up this series with social media. All right. And what in the world does market research have to do with social media? Myrna, for my class is going to be a live Zoom call. All right. If you're interested in my class, then I recommend that you go to my profile, pick it up. It does come with a coupon code. Make sure you use the coupon code. There are no refunds. All right. But that'll be a live Zoom class. We got to do things a little bit better than what we've been doing before. All right. We can't just be, I'm going to sell art. Okay. What kind of art? Where are the people that want the art that you have to offer? Where are they? How can you connect with them? What kind of partnerships can you build? Have you asked to join XYZ person's group? Have you asked to do a showcase in XYZ's community? Have you signed up or requested to have one of your classes audited so that you can teach in the DCT community? Like, this thing ain't gonna move forward until you move forward. You're not gonna see the income you're trying to create until you do some things different. All right. All right. This week, first weekend of June, we will have Sundays with TRM. Regina will be teaching her Patreon only Omni class. So if you're not a part of the Patreon, you really should be. You'll get access to her Patreon only offering in her general public class. And then Saturday, I'll be teaching my class. Talia will be teaching her repurposing notebooks class the first week of June. Okay? All right, that's it for me today. Let me listen. I left my live on for like extra 40 minutes. I better make sure to turn it off today. Facebook and YouTube, you guys have a great rest of your day. And yes, I will be back Friday. Same time, same place. Let's talk.